Out that my friend took my name to a Juju man or a pastor. PSA, English is not my first language, so if I butcher it, kindly just overlook it. So back in 2020, it was my second time visiting Ghana. It was in March, and it ended up being the same time that they announced the lockdown in Ghana. So I had to spend the next 6, 7 months in Ghana. This is just for context. So at the time, I was living at this hotel called Quarles for that whole lockdown period. That's where I lived. And one of these days, I needed to buy some clothes. So I asked someone from another country to suggest someone, and then she suggested this person. She came to sell me the clothes, and then we ended up becoming friends. I'm not really the type of person to make new friends like that, but at the same time, she was just like so business minded, so focused on her goals, and you could really see that she really wanted to be my friend. So we started becoming close. She would pass by my hotel like almost every single day. Like, every other day she would be in my hotel. And since I was alone, away from my family and stuff, so it was really good to have her company. So, to cut the long story short, a couple of months into our friendship, we decided to do a business together. So, we put money 50-50 so we could do this business together. And she was in charge of ordering the things from China. So, one of these days, she comes to my hotel. I was sleeping. I opened the door and then I went back to bed. So she just stayed in the living room. She was working and stuff. So I think she heard me waking up, and she came with her phone like this in her hand, and she was like, babe, I want to buy this car for my mom. So I wanted to check out the pictures and give me your opinion. So I was still a little bit sleepy, but got the phone. So I was scrolling on the pictures, and she went back to the living room because I was like looking at the car and stuff. She went back to the living room. As I'm scrolling the pictures, I stumble up on my pictures. And mind you, she was not showing me the pictures from like her camera rolls. She was showing me the pictures inside of a WhatsApp conversation. So, of course, I was like, what is my picture doing here? So I came out of the picture. So I had access to the chats. And there she was writing, and there she wrote, she was like, yeah, her name is Emilia or Maya. And this is the only picture that I have of her that you can really like see her face. Because at the time, I remember I used to delete my pictures sometimes on my Instagram. So yeah, that's just in a nutshell basically what she said. Yeah. So I'm confused because I'm still a little bit sleepy, like drunk of sleep, and I'm confused like, why is this person sending my pictures and saying my name to this person that is, the name on top is like Pastor something something. The African in me was just like, something ain't right. So I called her. She comes to the room, and I'm like, why are you sending my picture to this person? And she was like, oh no, it's just my pastor. Sorry for the accent. No, it's just my pastor. I'm always with you. So he always asks me like, who are you? I'm always saying like, I'm with Maya. So he wanted to see who is Maya. Of course, that was just bullshit. So from that moment, I just got into thinking so deep. My demeanor just changed because the African in me just knew that that was not the truth. Like, there was definitely more into that. So she went back to the living room, and then she was like trying to like make small talks with me. And I was, babe, like I was literally so far away. Like, I wasn't even paying attention. So she was like, oh, Maya, don't think about it too much. Like, you're still thinking about it. It's nothing. Oh, it's just because he really wanted to see who you are. Like, it's nothing. There's nothing there. And at that moment, I was fully awake. And I remember just having like mixed emotions, shock, sadness, because at the end of the day, I'm in a country where I'm by myself. I don't have no family, no uncle, no mom, no nothing. And this something like this is happening to me, So I was sad, shocked at the same time that why would she do that? So Long story short, she left. She went home. I obviously called my mom. My mom is a pastor. If some of you guys do not know, I called my mom and I was like, Mom, this, and that happened. I want to fast so God can give me answers. My mom was like so worried, but she was like, yeah, let's fast and pray, the truth will reveal itself. So I fasted for like 3 days. And then on the third day, she comes to me, she texts me, and she, on those days, she was still trying to like text me and stuff. I was just like, be cold with her. And then on the third day of the fast, she messages me. She's like, hey, like, I know you're still upset with me, but trust me, it's nothing. And then she proceeds to tell me the reason why she did what she did. I think we're gonna have to do a part two. Guys, just a little PSA. I don't mean to make it look like the friendship was one-sided. It was definitely not. As I started getting to know her, I really, really liked her. And as I said before, she was a very business-minded person. She inspired me a lot. And she made my life very easy in that country. Because mind you, I was there. I did not have a bank account. So sometimes, like, to receive money, I would use her bank account to make transfers. Sometimes she'll give me the money first and then I'll give her the money later. So, she really added into my life too. And she was a good friend. At least that's what I thought at the time. So basically, she said that because we were doing business together, she wanted to see if I was a good person or not. And then she also said that the supplier from China, this part is so funny to me, guys. The supplier from China was delaying the order. So that's why she was scared that she was going to be scammed or something. That's why she also sent the business. So that's why she also sent the Chinese person's name and her business page, I think on Alibaba or AliExpress, so the pastor could like see if she was really going to deliver the stuff. And since we were in the business together, so that's why she had to send my name also. Guys, like, make it make sense. It's just so funny to me, like, why would you take a Chinese person's name? I really did not care about the business part at that point. I was just talking on my behalf. I was like, no matter what, you don't take a person's name to check their spirit. And she was like, no, it's not checking spirit. I say, see, you guys do things sometimes that you don't even know the meaning. Because if you want someone to see, a pastor to see if someone is a good person, he's not only going to look at my picture and say, oh, she's a nice person. He's obviously going to pray about it, so God or whoever he worships to reveal to him what you want to know about me. So that's definitely checking my spirit. And she just kept giving me reasons that no, I was scared because it was the first time that we were doing business together. And at the end of the day, I didn't want you to like think bad of me because the business was delaying. I think she said that I was putting pressure on her, which I don't remember putting pressure on her. I still have all the chats from 2020 on my phone. I don't remember putting pressure on her. So she was just basically saying that, yeah, it was because of the business that she did what she did, which really did not convince me. She did send me a screenshot of the conversation, but she said that after we had that altercation, she deleted the part where she sent my picture and stuff. And I was like, I'm with you almost 7 days of the week, and I never see you going to church. How come? For now, this business, all of a sudden you have a pastor that you're sending my picture to. I've never seen you going to church. So how can I trust you to send my picture to someone? And even if it was for someone to pray for me, even if you sent the picture for someone to pray for me, I still wouldn't like it. I still wouldn't like it because I don't know this pastor. Like, there are many fake prophets out there. You don't know what you're putting me into. please, I'm someone's child. I actually kept telling her, like, you don't know me from Adam. You don't know where I come from. You just don't mess up with people like that. And I think it was just God, guys. Like, so many people kept asking in the comments, like, how did you find out? I think it was just God that wanted to reveal all that thing to me, because honestly I would have never ever known, because we did not have the habit to like check on each other's phone or something like that. So I think, you know, devil is a liar, because he will make it seem like he's helping you, but at the end of the day he's just gonna put you on shame. So basically, she was just trying to like, she just kept asking for forgiveness, that I should forgive her, that she did not do it in a bad way. And she was trying to gaslight me into thinking that she did it for the good of our business, which is not the case. I just kept pinpointing that, you know, this is very bad what you did. You don't do that to someone. You don't take people's names into passing insult. She kept apologizing. She kept defending herself. Like she actually defended herself a lot. Then I was just like, you know what? I don't want to talk about this anymore. Till this day, I actually just checked the conversations from 2020. There are still audios from that conversation that I just did not open anymore, because she was taking accountability, but at the same time, she wanted me to put myself in her shoes so bad, and I couldn't. I'm size 41, sorry. So at that point, I had my answers, and I honestly do not believe in like going back and forth at this age and time for something that is so clear like water. So I just, you know, left the conversation like that. The next day, I think next day or 2 days after, I received some flowers. I actually thought it was my boyfriend at the time that sent me the flowers. Came to find out that it was her, because the flowers, it came with a balloon, with a big balloon written, "I'm sorry." And then I forgave her. You know why I forgave her, or how I was able to forgive her? Let me walk you into my thought process. I just said to myself, she's a village girl, period. Because that's a village girl behavior. I was not born into a silver spoon, but I definitely do not come from the village. I don't mean to say that everybody that comes from the village has those type of habits. If one thing a Angolan person would do is put their knees on the floor, pray to God to reveal if this person is good for my life or not. And God, this is the most powerful prayer that you can do, because God never fails to reveal it. So coming to that conclusion just helped me to forgive her and like to see things from her angle, because even though it's not my habit, a habit from maybe where they come from, because at the time I actually told my boyfriend about it, and he was like, yes, some, not all, some Ghanaian girls are like that. Even when they meet a guy, they're gonna take his picture to get a check. And I also checked the comments. Many people also vouched for this same opinion. So many people had the same opinion, and I was just like, man, this is so sad. But yeah, that's just what helped me like see things from her angle. Maybe she did not do it in a bad way. Maybe it's just something that they often do, but I did not like it. And I don't know, like at the time I did forgive her, but at the same time I was just like, nah, I'm just gonna trade it carefully with her, not knowing that she was doing worse things behind my back. Hey, I smell. At the time, I called her friend, because she used to be part of like some group. Let's call this group the Winx Club. You know, she used to be part of the Winx. So I called like her closest friend from the Winx, and I was like, hey, you know, your friend did this and that to me, da da da. And I remember I just called her because we started having some problems about the money, because I said I did not want to be part of the business anymore, and she didn't want to give me my money back, which she ended up giving like after a long time. But yeah, we're having a problem with that. So I called them explaining to it, and she did not mind me, you know, because she was riding or dying with her friend and stuff like that, you know. So she did not believe me. I also called the person who introduced me to her. I explained the same thing, and she also did not mind me. But God is good, because they also had their own taste of the medicine sometime after. And when they had some issues with the Wings Club, they told me that she actually used the fact that I was distant from her. Like, even though we used to talk everything, because we both sell clothes, so sometimes we would exchange vendors and stuff like that, but we were not like close anymore. She used that in her advantage to make it look like she's the one who cut me off. So that's what she used to tell her friends, like, yeah, I cut her off, you know, she was not a good friend to me, blah 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 blah. I think we're gonna have to do a part